did this simple cut crease. I used the Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop, created by Jaclyn Hill. If you love YouTube and you love makeup, then you know who I'm talking about. And it's just a simple cut crease, so if you like this look, then please keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my face. I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I'm just going to read what the website says that it does. Makeup lasts hours and hours, fills in fine lines and pores instantly, glides on to give you a flawless finish, lightweight and oil-free, protects skin from environmental pollutants, damage and stress, and with antioxidants, vitamin A, E, and peptides. Ideal for all skin types. And I'm just going to put that all over my face, and then I'm going to rub it in with my fingers and press it into my skin as well. Over your body and over your soul, we're gonna take back everything and lose it all, lose it all, lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs. The next thing I'm going to do is fill in my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the color Ebony. I'm just going to use the side with the brush to brush them up. I always brush them up first, and then I'm gonna start at the end of my eyebrow so that I can apply more pressure, drawing on the ends, and then as I get toward the front of my eyebrow, I'm gonna use lighter pressure so that I don't have a harsh line at the front of my eyebrow. And I'm gonna do just hair-like strokes. So just like this, don't draw a line. The harder you press, the darker it's gonna come out. That's why you wanna press lightly when you get toward the front of your brow, and then you can press a little bit harder on the ends. Make sure you brush through as you go. The next thing I'm going to do is clean up under my brows and on top of my brows with some concealer. I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Toffee. And then I'm going to use this Sigma Concealer F70 brush. I'm going to squirt some on the back of my hand, pick a little bit up on the brush, and then just line underneath my brow and kind of pat and drag it down, blend it into the skin with the brush, and then I'm gonna put some more on the top to just really define my brows. And then I'm just gonna take a wet beauty blender and make sure you fill it up with water underneath the sink until it starts to get much bigger than it is when you first purchase it. And just make sure it's wet, make sure you squeeze all the water out. So this is damp, I wouldn't say wet, make sure it's damp. I am going to spray my beauty blender with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. This is the oil control one. And then just blend that concealer out around your eyebrows. Using this part of the beauty blender, it's like this flat, sharp part. I'll make sure I can get close to my eyebrow and really blend that out. Blend that concealer out. So once you have blended the concealer around your eyebrows. You're gonna look a little crazy at first. I'm going to set my eyebrows using a setting powder. And this is just gonna keep your eyebrows from moving throughout the day. I'm gonna use the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. Just pour some in the cap. And then I'm gonna take this Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush. I'm going to dip it into the powder, tap the excess off, and then I'm not going to drag it over the concealer. I'm just going to pat it underneath my eye and on top of my eye and set the areas where I put concealer. Pat and blend at the same time. The next thing I'm going to do is lock my brows in place so that the hairs don't move throughout the day. And I'm gonna use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then I'm just going to brush this through my brow hairs. This will keep them not looking kinky. I have curly eyebrows, so this will keep them right where I want them to be. I'm just going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Golden Dark just to prime my eyes. And what this is going to do is just give me an even color to work with, because you see how my eyelids are a little bit darker. This will give me an even color to work with. This will make the colors on your lid show up better. And I'm going to use that same concealer brush in F70 to blend this out on my lid. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender just to make sure it's blended. The next thing I'm going to do is take just a nice, like a crease color for me is usually a brown color. And so I'm just gonna take this L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in C6. It looks like this. And I'm just gonna use this as a crease color. So what that means is you wanna put a color in your crease so that the rest of the colors you use on your eyes blend together. So I took that on this angled shading brush. This is a Sigma E70 brush. And I'm just gonna take it and just put it in my crease. And just blend it just in the crease area and just blend. So I just applied it in my crease, and I'm just going to do circular motions until it is blended to my liking. Then I'm going to take the NYX Cheek Contour Duo Palette in Wine and Dine. I'm going to take this darker brown color and put that on the outer part of my eye and just blend it on the outer part of my eye, so right here, just to create a little bit more dimension. So it looks like you did a lot, but you really didn't. I'm just gonna focus this color on the outer part of my eye and just keep blending. So the next thing I'm gonna do is cut my crease, and I'm gonna try to just explain it as I go because I think that's the easiest way. So I'm gonna take the LA Girl Pro Concealer again, put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna take the same brush that I used for my eyebrows, same brush that I used to prime my eyes, and just carve out my lid with the concealer. First, if you kind of just carve that area out with the concealer, it just looks a little bit cleaner when you apply your lid color. Just make sure to blend that. Make sure your concealer that you just put on your lid is dry before you add the lid color. I'm going to take the shimmering Skim Perfector Pressed Powder and Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics. Looks like that. And then I'm just gonna take this, pick some of that up on my brush. I'm gonna spray it with Fix Plus because this will make the color pop a little bit more, and then I'm gonna apply it on my lid. Dip. Spray. And apply to your lid, right over where we put that concealer. I'm just going to take the same brush that I used to do my crease color and then my outer lid color, and I'm just gonna go back in with no more product on my brush and just blend that so that it blends into the lid color so we don't have any sharp lines. Then I'm going to apply lashes, and I'm gonna use the WSP Christina lashes. They look like this. I ordered these off Amazon. The shorter part of the lash goes in the inner corner of your eye. So I'm just gonna measure these real quick to make sure they fit my eye. I have big eyes, so usually the lashes fit, but sometimes it's just more comfortable to cut them. And when I cut them, I always cut the inner part. I'm not gonna cut these. So then I'm gonna take some lash glue. I just used the Duo eyelash adhesive. I'm going to put some glue on the lash. So you want enough so that they stick. So I put about that much glue on the lash. Make sure you get the inner corner and the outer corner because you do not want that to pop off throughout the day. So then I usually let it dry for about 30 seconds. What I do is I take this little mirror, I put it like right here, and I keep my chin up, and then I look down into the mirror, and then I come on top and place the lash down. So once they've gotten a little tacky, I usually look down into my mirror but keep my face up, and I just lay them on top of my lash. I usually do the middle first and then stick it on the outer corner. So once you have the lash on, I usually just take my tweezers, be very careful, and squeeze my fake lash to my natural lash to get it as close to the lash line as I can. Lashes are not easy. It's definitely it just takes practice. You don't want to mess with it too much. You just kind of want to let it dry once you've put it on your eye. The reason I let it dry is so that it can get a little tacky, so it'll actually stick. Otherwise, it'll slide all around your eye. And you don't want that because then you'll ruin your nice eyeshadow. The next thing I'm going to do is apply foundation. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I'm in the shade Spicy Brown. I'm just going to apply that all over my face with my beauty blender. And then pounce it into my skin. I'm going to drag it down onto my neck just to make sure everything blends. The next thing I'm going to do is conceal, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. It says light diffusing, whatever that means. I'm in the shade Dark Golden. And I'm going to apply it underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, in the middle of my face, my chin, and then underneath. Adding the concealer underneath is going to help to naturally contour. Then I'm going to take my beauty blender, spray it with setting spray. These sit here. I don't get up and re-wet them every single time I use them, so the setting spray just kind of helps to re-wet the beauty blender so that it doesn't dry out. And then I'm going to blend this all out and just lightly pounce it to blend it. Don't drag it, just pounce it. Next thing I'm going to do is set everywhere that I just concealed, and I'm going to use the same Sasha Buttercup setting powder. And I'm just going to take my beauty blender. I'm not going to wet it again. I'm going to dip it in the powder, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to press it underneath my eye. This will make sure your concealer doesn't crease, and it will make sure your makeup doesn't move throughout the day. I'm going to take this brush. This is the 133 from BH Cosmetics, and then brush the powder away. Just use circular motions. That way it'll blend into your skin as you're wiping it away. Next thing I'm going to do is contour my face and my nose. I'm going to use the NYX Cheek Contour Duo palette and Wine and Dine. I'm just going to take that brown color that I used in my crease, and then I'm going to contour my face. I'm going to suck my cheeks in. And just blend it into my skin. I'm going to take a little bit more and cut my jawline, the outsides of my forehead to make it look a little smaller, and just blend, blend, blend. I'm going to take this really fluffy brush and contour my nose. Then I'm going to finish up my eyes, and I'm just going to take the same brown color that I used in my crease and just go and just drag this underneath my lashes. I'm just going to use Laura Geller Gilded Honey to highlight the inner corner of my eyes. I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics 142 brush. Also going to use Laura Geller Gilded Honey to highlight. Just highlight the high points of your cheeks, so right here. Right here. And then I'm going to take the small side and do my brow bone. I'm going to take my beauty blender, spray it with the setting spray, and then press the highlight into my skin, going over the highlighter that I already applied. Then I'm going to blend my fake lashes with my natural lashes and just do like a light coat. And then I'm going to do my bottom lash to set my face. So first I'm going to apply the NYX lip liner in brown. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Masterpiece lipstick in 802. And then I'm just going to go over it with the Buxom gloss in Dolly. Hey, all right. So this is the finished look.
Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say